Turkish offensive into Syria to tackle Kurdish militants there. Turkey considers the Kurdish fighters terrorists. Kurds have long fought alongside the United States in order to root out ISIS and fight for what they believe is a rightful independent state. And now the international outrage continues to grow, including right here in Israel. Let's go live to Tel Aviv near the Turkish embassy, where I'm joined by our Middle East correspondent, Emily Rose, with a look at what's happening there. Emily.
Yes, Jeff, the protest is just about to get underway here, where members of the protest, they're going to march from the Turkish embassy, which you see behind me, up to the Tel Aviv building, and they're going to pretty much demand that the government try to intervene on that assault, as you mentioned. I'm here with one of the members of the protest. His name is Yair Fink, and we're just going to ask him what he thinks is the importance of this protest here today and what message these protesters are sending to the governments both of Turkey, Israel, and the United States.
I think that the main message is that we cannot be silent. We as Jews and Zionists we have the moral obligation to stand by the Kurds and the different minorities in northeastern Syria. And I think that's our main message, that we cannot abandon our allies and we need to stand side by side.
Is there a certain message that you're looking to send also to the Israeli government?
Yeah, I think that if the Israeli government could, let's say, supply also maybe ammunition and maybe also like medicine and different things that could help the Kurds, and we could help. We're a strong country, and we could help the Kurds and the different minorities.
And what do you expect to see from the international community?
I think that they need to stop with their silent and running away, and they need to help. It's also we have the moral obligation, but I think also that's the right strategic, because the Kurds have thousands of ISIS terrorists, and if Turkey will defeat the Kurds, so I think we're going to have a big problem in the Middle East. So I think it's also the right obligation, moral obligation, but also the strategic right decision.
Thank you very much for your time. So there you have it, Jeff. They're looking to give this message that not only is this in Israel's best interest strategically, but also morally. And there are many protesters here who do believe that as Zionists and as Jews, they need to support the Kurds, who have often asked for their own state, their own independent state. And they, too, share that sentiment. And so it's their obligation, their moral obligation, to try to stand with the Kurdish people.
Yeah, Emily, as this protest and this march gets underway, talk to me more about that special relationship, if you can, between the Kurdish people and Israel, especially as the Kurds still fight for statehood.
Well, what's very interesting as you can see here, there's a lot of really evocative, emotional feelings from these people, because just for that reason, as you mentioned, there is a very special relationship historically between Israelis and the Kurds. Even last week, when we heard Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemn the assault and say that there would be aid sent, even in the past, Israel has sent aid and supported Kurdish forces in many just different areas across the Middle East. So they do share a very special relationship. It is a departure from other minorities in the Middle East, particularly Arab minorities. And so it's no doubt that here, particularly in Israel, both in Jerusalem and in Tel Aviv, you will see those emotions arise as this minority comes under assault.
All right, we'll continue to monitor the protest. Emily, thank you so much.